Hi everyone, I'm Nick Curtis, the Art Toy Advocate, and this piece might look a lot like one we recently discussed, Fool's Paradise's The Last Ride. But, as the purple and green coloration indicates, this version doesn't simply depict Alan Ng's Lowfool character in his Batman-inspired guise. This is the Joker-themed The Last Y set. With all the same basic components as The Last Ride, we are once again presented with the massive Bat Lowfool figure gazing downward at a coin in his hand, standing near a tiny Coin Rides game. And like all the pieces in the Coin Rides game series, this stylized rendition of the tumbler from Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy uses ball joints to allow for side-to-side movement. What makes this version special and different starts with the coloration. More than themed on the aesthetic of the Caped Crusader's nemesis, all the green vinyl elements on this work glow in the dark. And then there's the Coin Rides game's platform and change machine, which are an eye-catching metallic purple that subtly sparkles in the light. Produced in association with JP Toys, whose logo is quote-unquote tattooed here, this version of the piece is decorated not only with all the designs we'd seen on Bat Lowfool's costume in The Last Ride, but also several we'd previously seen on the Kiko Joker at Coin Rides Game number 4 piece, such as the stylized K, the "Was this really necessary" warning, Cheshire Cat smile, Catch me if you can taunt, the why not serious query, and the always Kiko statement. But beyond these, there are quite a few new tattoos added, from the icons depicting the mustached Lowfool and his Batman cowl on the tumbler, to the variety of bat depictions on the figure, to the laughter marks coding both. Found amongst this variety of obvious jests are some rather interesting ones. Continuing the more text-based emphasis, there's a miasma of newly added Chinese and French verbiage. But to me, the standout texts are a strange juxtaposition that occurs. Aspirational phrases like, "Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try," transformed into a darker meaning by proximity to a simple word like suicide. And this mortality-based humor leads perfectly into the several cartoonish faces with X's over their eyes. Which, in turn, reach their pinnacle with Lowfool's X'd out eyes, accented by an emoji-like smile. This reoccurring element, similar to Cause's usage, can be taken to indicate the virtual deaths of human-like but ultimately non-living characters, or, taken in this context, they seem sly references to Joker's homicidal nature and comic book origins. Regardless of how you interpret them, these simple X's over the eyes immediately convey a meaning to the viewer, one which prompts some emotional state, whether it be sadness or empathy or simply humor. A more subtle, singular design that can convey a similar range of emotions is this piece. Reminiscent of Banksy's Flying Balloon Girl aesthetic with the twisted humor of his bomb hugger, this simple design speaks volumes. Children are a wonderfully direct manner in which to express innocence and vulnerability, the floating aspect conveying that sense of childlike idealism and imagination. But in the end, her purity is being carried away by a grenade, a symbol of death and destruction. Which, of course, is a very appropriate statement in relation to Gotham City's Most Wanted. Limited to only 200 sets worldwide, a handful may be still available. For those interested in acquiring works like this one from Fool's Paradise, you should visit his website at doublefools.blogspot.com and make sure you follow him on Instagram under the username Fool's Paradise Toys for sneak peeks at future releases. Thank you for watching me, Nick Curtis, the Art Toy Advocate. Agree with me? Disagree with me? Let me know your thoughts on Fool's Paradise's The Last Why by commenting below, as well as liking or disliking this video on YouTube. And please remember to subscribe to the CoArt YouTube channel to be kept up to date on my reviews.